What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what's really moving it, and what shorts are up to. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, Lucid is up slightly, 0.15%. Very volatile day, so 320 the low, 333 the high. A couple of different things did cause Lucid to be somewhat suppressed. First thing, one of which was the market really interpreting Tesla's Q3 numbers. So they did come out. It was overall good, but just not to Wall Street's expectations. And we already do know whatever happens to Tesla, good, bad, and the ugly, it does trickle down to the other EVs. So that's one thing that was really causing some suppression, if that makes sense, with Lucid. Aside from that, you did have this right here. So ADP non-farm employment came in at 143,000 versus 124 the forecast. Very good stuff. And so that goes to show that consumers are relatively strong. We do have payroll numbers coming out on Friday, but as a byproduct of this, the chances, or I guess likelihood, of a 50 basis point cut did go down slightly, even more than yesterday. So I think the market is starting to really price out a 50 basis point cut, because tail end of last week, I think the market was really believing that a 50 was coming, and so it was pricing it in. And so this is the negative side of just focusing so much on monetary policy. So I think a lot of that did really influence just the broader market, and through that Lucid to go down. Nothing specific to Lucid though, so no PR, no SEC filings, nothing like that. So everyone's just waiting for some piece of news. But Lucid should be unveiling their Q3 numbers fairly soon, and a lot of people are starting to speculate. So this was posted by not Peter Rawlinson, this individual right here. Give them a shout out. They, I guess, let me know about this as well. But Lucid 587 vehicles were sold in the US. So just keep that in mind, just the US for September. So couple that with what Peter previously did disclose. I believe it was at that Tech and Manufacturing Day, on how they have so far at that time in Q3 did produce more than they did as a whole that same time last year. It's good. I believe that's what he did quote. I'll look back at exactly what he did state. But as you can kind of see, this individual did kind of sum this together. So what Peter previously disclosed plus Lucid's 587 here, so around 1900. And in my opinion, what Peter did say that is that they did more. So as a very bare minimum, yeah, 1640 plus whatever else. So I think in reality, 2100 can be expected. And in my opinion, that's because they're still knocking off inventory. There's a lot of good sales floating around. I think the latest one as well is really, really kick-ass. So Lucid is really pushing for to have at least hit those numbers. And in my opinion, I think unless they do very much royally screw up in Q4, they're easily going to surpass that 9,000. So it's all going to come down to the numbers at the end of the day. So let me know your thoughts on, I guess, predictions. What do you think they did for deliveries and production? So I think around 2,100 for deliveries and probably around 2,000 for production. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. As far as shorts, I'll give you guys a quick overview of that. Right now, shorts are really saying F you to Lucid and not believing that it should be green whatsoever. They are increasing 4.17 million shares. So like I've said in the past, some people just say, well, Lucid's unproductive and isn't profitable yet. This is why like shorts are all over Lucid. Yeah, but there's a ton of other EVs, not to name any names, that don't produce jack all, that have a lower short interest than Lucid. So this is exactly the reason why I'm saying that like someone has a vendetta against Lucid exactly. But I'll go over an example in a second. But 30.42% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 272.72 million shares overall are being shorted. So like I said, just to give you an example, let's pull up Rivian. Rivian, somewhat heavily shorted as well. Shorts in their case are returning. So again, a very clear example that like Rivian is in the same boat as burning cash as Lucid. So for those individuals that believe that shorts are targeting Lucid because they're not profitable, well, this is a very good example of that not being true. So again, just do you guys' own due diligence at the end of the day. But moving over to options, 199,000 in calls, 124,000 in puts. So kind of low dollar value associated to that. Same goes for the call or the common stock as well. So 18 mil for that, and 36 is the average. So even as far as common stock, fairly low dollar value. 47% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. But with shorts increasing 4 million shares, it is almost a guarantee that shorts are hedging today, just in case Lucid is to come up and go up because of many things. There's a lot of different things that's suppressing the market, so still something to keep in mind. But as far as the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above roughly that 350 by the next couple of weeks. And then looking at puts, you see a consensus for it to be sub $3. So clearly we're on a key pivot right now. Like I mentioned about the common stock, just not a lot of big money really getting in. These are some of the transactions occurring on the secondary market. So right now, only 2 transactions, both are sells. So kind of mimicking yesterday and even the day before, just a lot of entities selling. So based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, everything that does show as a bid is a sell. So 2 transactions, 694 and then 193,000. That 193 was done actually first thing this morning at 3 a.m. So that one is kind of a unique circumstance. You normally don't see that kind of occurring all that much. It seems to be around 8:30. That's where everything kicks off. But moving over to this right now with it at $3.26, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 316 is that strong support, and then $3.38 is that next strong resistance / target. Both weren't really touched, so it's kind of just trading in between that point. But on the actual chart itself, so it is lower percentile of the boiling band below that 50-day moving average. So that one is a very key one to watch for. Currently, that's around $3.50, but it is sitting right now above both that the 100 and 200-day moving averages, which are right here. So at least we have a lot of good support below us, but if it does break below that, then yeah, this is where you could see a new 52-week low easily coming. So we'll just have to wait and see. But basically on stochastic, it is mind-blowingly oversold, but despite the oversold status, you do see kind of a bearish deviation, so red line above the white. And over the last several trading days, number of retail investors have been getting out, similarly as per this as well, just entities. So what is your thoughts on Lucid? Do you think that the broader fears in the market are going to pull it down? Do you think shorts are really trying to amp up and really cause Lucid a lot of pain on a technical level, or do you think that they're acting on some non-public information like I've kind of alluded to in the past? But some of you guys might not believe that, which is completely fair. And also one final question, what is your guys' thoughts on production and delivery numbers for Q3? Do you think it's roughly around that 2,100 to maybe 2,000? I think that's a fair assumption. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.